Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Full Retard. I've got more entitled parent stories for you today. First up, Entitled Parent Wants to Control the Wedding by Allie1289. I got engaged years ago, and my fiance and I started planning our wedding when my future mother-in-law offered to pay for half of it. We were touched and told her it was too much, but she insisted. A few weeks later, we tell her about the venue we've picked. We want to get married in the church my grandparents did. It was a few minutes walk away from the park I met my husband in, so we could get pictures there. Mother-in-law told us we couldn't, as Catholic weddings are stuffy and lifeless. I'm a Catholic, and faith is important to me. Eventually, she backed off about the location, but then it was bridesmaids' dresses. My grandma was making the flower girl dresses. Mother-in-law asked me to send the link to the adult bridesmaid dresses for my two bridesmaids. A week later, I picked them up at the shop. The dresses were pink, and the color I sent was blue. I rung my mother-in-law up, and she said the blue was boring in the summer. The salmon color was nicer. The flower girl dresses had a pale blue sash on. The suits were navy, and the color scheme in the reception venue was blue. I told her to keep her money. We were doing it ourselves. My mother-in-law still calls me spoiled because I hurt her feelings and just wanted her money. What a douche. Next up, Entitled Mother Trespassing to My House by Elm1774. Well, my neighborhood is full of entitled parents that will go nuts because of stupid stuff. Someone threatened to go to court because of a pink door. And this gives me a lot of material for stories I hadn't posted. Sorry for the bad grammar. English is my second language. I have a big back garden that is flat, and they will bring the neighborhood kids to my house before we moved in, and after that we have to explain to a lot of Karens why their precious angels can't play in our yard. And since we also started growing some vegetables and fruits, strawberries, some of the kids will come to steal them. So now let's actually start with this. I woke up late. My parents had taken my sister to a Girl Scout activity, and I started hearing noises coming from our deck. When I moved the curtain expecting to see a bird or a squirrel, I see a white woman and her son. Who are you, and what are you doing here? That is not for you to know. You are probably just a squatter living here, so F off and leave us alone. Yeah, F off. Who do you think you are, B? I live here with my parents, and you, B, are trespassing, and if you don't effing leave, I'm calling the cops. I see my dad's car and hear the garage door open. Entitled Mother hears it too, but makes a run for it, but she trips with the water hose. I notice she is carrying a basket with strawberries, tomatoes, and some of the herbs we have. You dirty thieves, get the hell out of there. My dad opens the door and sees the woman and asks me in Spanish, who is that? She is a thief. I found she here with her son picking up our crop. You have 5 effing seconds to go before I call the cops. Entitled Mom gets up, grabs Entitled Kid by the arm, and flees. My dad takes a picture and sends it to the HOA. Some days later, we found out she was a member of the Homeowners Association, and she lost her position. Too long, didn't read. I hate people that enter my yard.
It's interesting that this story come up for you to read, because I come across a post on Facebook this morning that asked, what do you call a group of Karens? And it said it was called a Homeowners Association.
Seen that one too. Thanks for listening. Remember to like the video and subscribe on YouTube and our podcast. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.